As you guys know, I'm 25 years of age and I'm a pretty wise 25-year-old if I do say so myself. If you watch my channel, you already know. If you don't know who I am, my name is Avery B. I scaled multiple YouTube channels to over millions of subscribers. Just trying to make sure my camera right. Over millions of subscribers, and thus make a full-time income, do what I want to do in life, and wake up and record videos for a living, man. And I basically made this channel, AB Academy, to teach you how to do the exact same things through my trials, my tribulations, my wins, as well as my losses. When I do these videos here, you guys love them. As you can see, this is a longer video than usual. So if you have a TikTok brain, please click off, because a lot of value is going to be put into this video. A lot of time, a lot of effort on my part is about to be put into this video, and I don't want you half-stepping it, you feel me? So if you're ready to lock in, make sure you leave a like on this video right now if you're ready to lock in, because I got 25 things that I wish I knew before the age of 25, and my list just blew away. 25 things that I wish I knew before the age of 25, because if I did, I'd be a lot more successful right now. But it's okay, because somebody's watching this is about to get a hell of a lot more successful. No matter how old you is, no matter where you are in your journey, if you listen to me and take the time out of your day to actually hear me out, implement this into your life, into your journey, I guarantee you things will change. On the fast track as well, man. Things will change very fast. So let's get into it. Number one, take time for disconnect so you will always be prepared. Take a moment, take time out of your day to disconnect so you always be prepared. What do you mean by this, Avery? Basically, it means this, bro. We're in a society, we live in a day and age where these right here run our lives. These cell phones, man, cellular devices, which reminds me to put my shit right here. It's off right now, but still, I don't want to see it. Cellular devices, cell phones, internet, phone service, laptops, run our life. Social media run our life, bro. It gets to a point where, how long have you been on your phone today? You know, you don't got to answer that question because you probably don't know, which is also sad. But how long do you look at your phone every day? What's your main point of contact? What's the thing that's on your body 24/7? It's probably your cell phone. And it's good to take a time to disconnect from it, because you never know what's going to happen. I'm going to give you a perfect example, a perfect scenario to tie all of this in. A couple years ago, probably like 2 years ago, I went to jail. And a lot of y'all don't know about this story. I don't talk about this too much. I talk about other things, but it's going to be very impactful to tell you this journey. I didn't go to jail for like no OD crash out stuff, but I went to jail for like car related things. You know, if you follow my other channels, you already know this story. I broke it down a lot of times, but to save you that, I went to jail, and I was in jail for about 4 days, right? It wasn't a long time at all. I'm not saying that I'm a hardcore criminal, my nigga. That shit, no. I'm not saying that, I promise. But I went to jail for 4 days, and around the time I went to jail, they had something called the COVID routine, where basically you have to have a mandatory 23 hours in your cell. So I went from the outside world, being on my phone, the top of the world, I'm driving my dream car down the street. You know what I mean? I just came from out of town. I was just chilling with some girls, driving my dream car down the street. Next thing you know, the blue lights hopped behind me, got behind me, took me to jail, bro. So I went from here to like, boom, crashing down. And when I was in jail, I had the 23-in-1, like I was just telling you guys, lockdown. And 23 hours of every single day for the 4 days, of course. 23 hours of that day, I was in a cell with nothing to do but literally read the walls of the prisoners that was in there before me. And it kind of messed me up a bit, bro. I was in a good position in terms of I was good inside my head mentally to not freak out or not do something bad or not, you know what I mean, be miserable. I was able to be inside of my head and consolidate and tell myself it was cool, you know, tell myself it was, hey, this happened. It's already happened. And the worst part about it is this too. I didn't know when I was gonna get out. I know telling you guys right now it was 4 days, you probably like, oh, that wasn't nothing. But imagine being in 23-in-1 lockdown where you in your cell 23 hours a day and not knowing when you gonna get out. Not knowing when you were gonna get out. Because guess what? The COVID procedure, they told me it was gonna be at least 7 days of solitary confinement, not solitary confinement, but 7 days of separation isolation like that. So I was prepared in my head to be there for at least 7 days. Luckily, everything got cleared up on the back end and I was able to get out after day 4. But I was in this cell for 23 hours. Only thing I can do was think, you know? And I'm telling you this story because you think I knew I was gonna be in that position, that situation? No. But we can all be in a situation where we are so disconnected from our phones and we don't have anything to do about it, you know? So I need you to do me a favor. I need you to basically prepare for that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Prepare for that before you have to, because I had to and it was terrible. It was miserable, you know? So prepare for that before you have to. How can you prepare for that before you have to? Read a book, bro. You know what I mean? Meditate, bro. Make a YouTube video, bro. Literally right now, these planes, this might have been a bad place. I hope y'all can't hear them planes like that. But make a YouTube video, you know, do something productive. Do something where you're not just always constantly scrolling on your phone. Do something that requires low dopamine. You know, we in a constant state of high dopamine, YouTube shorts, TikTok, junk food. Our dopamine is so high all the time. What happens when it gets cut off? What happens when you literally get disconnected from all people, all stimulation, all cell? Bro, a lot of people will actually die, bro. I was having a conversation with my guy Jeff, and he has a theory. His theory is if we took phones from everybody in the world, a lot of people will commit. You know what I mean? A lot of people will off themselves. That's what he told me. He said that's his theory. And I totally get where he's coming from, bro, because we are dependent and relying upon that. So that's the first thing, bro. I would take time to disconnect, so I'll always be prepared. Number 2, confidence comes from competence. What is competence? Competence basically is when you know you can do something. You know what I mean? A lot of people ask me, bro, if y'all don't know, my first YouTube channel, it was heavily relying on like talking to girls and going up to girls. And everybody used to always say, bro, everybody still always says, bro, you're so confident. How are you so confident? Wow, the confidence is crazy. The confidence is amazing. How do you do it? How do you do it? Honestly, bro, it just comes from competence. And the competence being, I know that I can talk to a girl. I know that I can do this. I know that I can do that. Because it was a time in my life where, hey, man, that beautiful girl over there, I don't know if I can do it. But honestly, once I proved to myself that I could talk to a beautiful girl and the beautiful girl was more interested in me than I was into her, my confidence went up. And I say the girl situation just to put it into perspective. That's anything in life. Making money, bro. You will be confident making money if you are competent making money. If you know that you can make a large sum of money, then you won't fear money. Money won't be a thing that's like, damn, I don't know where it's gonna come from. I don't know when it's gonna come. You can have confidence in that situation by knowing that you can do it. That's every single thing. If you want confidence in a certain field in life, bro, just do it. Just have the proof, the belief that you can do it, man. You know, and that's anything in life. That's a butterfly. I'm gonna talk about a butterfly later. I got it in my notes. Number 3, if you don't learn money, you will always be a slave to it. If you don't learn money, you will always be a slave to it, man. Let me explain. 1/3 of all lottery winners, no cap, 1/3 of all lottery winners go bankrupt. Why does this happen, Avery? These people got millions and millions of dollars. If I got $1 million, I'd be straight for life, which 100% you should be. But they didn't learn money before they came into a large sum of money. When you don't know money, money will leave you as fast as it came, you know? When you don't know how to turn a liability into an asset, or if you don't learn that an asset is stronger than a liability, if you don't learn things like this before you come into a large sum of money, money is soon gone. Money without the knowledge of its acquisition is money soon gone, bro. So you gotta figure out how you can learn money before you even get it. I tell people all the time, you don't need that much money. A lot of people, you probably too, bro, you probably think, man, if I had $100,000 right now, if I had 300,000, if I had $1 million right now, you don't need that, bro. You need to learn what comes with it first. You feel me? Manage your $1,000 right now. Manage your 2 racks right now. Figure out how to manage that. Figure out how to manage a 10 ball, and then work your way up. Work your way up. You don't need this excess amount of money because you don't know how to manage it, bro. You feel me? If you don't learn money, you'll always be a slave to it. Number 4, environment is the ultimate cheat code. or downfall, bro. I'm about to tell you 2 stories on where it could be a cheat code, and I'm about to tell you another story on where it could be a downfall. And as you're gonna notice, everything that I'm talking about right now is actual. I went through this. You know, one thing about this channel that y'all gonna see is I only talk from my personal experiences. I only talk from the things I know. I can't tell y'all another person's experience because I'm me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this channel is for. I talk to y'all on a real heart-to-heart, real friendship level, man. So if you appreciate that, make sure you subscribe, which I know you already did because you OG AB Academy, hardcore AB Academy, right? So Pete, I'm in a I use this app called School. If you don't know what School is, that's where I host my community. Link in the description if you're interested. I use this app every single day, and I'm on this app more than Instagram. And I know that the point is environment is the ultimate cheat code, but I got a theory of environment and digital environment is kind of one and the same. That's why it's a cheat code to be in today's society, bro. 30 years ago, if I wanted to interact with a millionaire, I would have needed to know the person personally. Fast forward 2025, I can interact with a millionaire online. So digital environment is a cheat code. Make sure you take advantage of that, but I digress. In School, it's an app where it's just straight productivity, bro. It's like social media but productivity. Hence why I'm in it 24/7, bro. That's where I host my community. In my community, I had a random join one day. It was my guy Cody. Cody joined my community randomly, and Cody said that he watched the AB Academy video just like this one, and he joined my community from it because he liked what I was talking about, right? So Cody's in my community, and one thing about my community, I interact with everybody in there, you know, because if you in my community, you obviously are on a different type of mental aspect, mental frame from a lot of people, because my community is not free. So if you invest into yourself, I'm invested into you. If you are willing to invest into yourself, I am invested into you, because you have a certain type of mindset that 99% of the people on earth don't have, and that's to invest into themselves. I invest into myself. If you invest into yourself, we are one and the same. So I want to talk to you. I want to learn as much from you as you can learn from me. So Cody is in my community, and Cody was telling me everything he does. And every day I see Cody post. And one day I seen Cody, he posted a video. He was like, yay, another $100,000 month. So I'm like, damn, Cody really getting it. Which I knew Cody was getting it because he's in my community. I'm like, Cody really getting it. I DM'd Cody and I was like, hey bro, what do you do, man? He told me what he did, and inevitably what he did made me $30,000 so passively, so easily, so crazily, that it's like, wow. The fact that I'm in here, associated myself with my community, he joined my community, and in turn helped me make a passive $30,000. That is a good part of environment. The people you are around, habits rub off. Now let me tell you a bad part about environment, where it could be a cheat code or it can be a downfall. I got this friend, bro, and for the sake of his privacy and for the sake of everybody's privacy around it, I'm just gonna name him Tim. I got a friend named Tim. Rest in peace to Tim. As you can see where this story is gonna go. Tim just died recently, very recently, and I just found out that he died. But the Tim story hits home because I used to be heavily associated with Tim. Tim was in my YouTube group when I first started YouTube. I had various different YouTube groups coming up in the YouTube world. I always knew I wanted to do YouTube. Everybody around me wanted to do YouTube, but some people did their own thing and I did my own thing, which was ultimately pursue YouTube. Tim is one of these guys that couldn't escape his environment, right? Growing up, I'm from the east side of Atlanta, right? And on that side of town, it could make you or it could break you. That's all I'm gonna say. It could make you or it could break you. And if you hang around the wrong people, which Tim did, out of everybody in our group, bro, Tim was probably the most street, you know what I'm saying, the most from that, in that, doing that type of guy. Like Tim was a guy that we 19 years old, we 18 years old, Tim not leaving the house without a gun. You know what I mean? Which in these days normal, but for us, bro, when I'm 19, I'm not leaving the house. I'm leaving the house without, I don't even have a gun at 19, personally, me. You know what I mean? Tim, that guy, he not leaving the house without a gun. Tim, that guy, before we go record a YouTube, Tim might have just robbed somebody type shit, you know? Tim was in that environment, but Tim was a good kid, because when Tim was around us and Tim was doing productive things, Tim was excelling in the productive things, which was the YouTube, which was the productive things, you know. Unfortunately and tragically, Tim just died because Tim was still in his environment and still around that type of things. Let me tell y'all something, man. Wherever you at right now, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, you are a product of it. And the only way to unassociate yourself from it is to literally not be around it. And I know that sounds harsh, but you can literally use it to your advantage. And you can get into situations that benefit you rather than being in situations that hurt you. Unfortunately, Tim was in a situation where his environment ultimately became the demise of him, man. And it's very sad, it's very tragic. And I just want to use this cautionary tale to help you guys and to make you guys understand that you need to be around an environment that's going to uplift you instead of inevitably be the demise of you, you know. That's why this type of environment, you listening to me right now, is going to ultimately help you way more than doing the bad things that today's society like to glorify. So I want to commend you for being here. Clap it up for yourself. If you listening to me 16 minutes in, can you please do me a favor, because I want to know. Leave a comment right now and put the number 1. That's all I want you to do. Put the number 1. You know, I just want to see who's still sticking with me, who ain't dropped off, who's still listening for that knowledge. Drop a number 1 in the comments if you can hear what I'm saying right now. Next up, number 5. One thing leads to multiple streams. One thing leads to multiple streams. In a society where we glorify multiple streams of income, I think it's kind of distorted. I think it's kind of misconstrued. And a lot of people try to get multiple streams of income right now. You know, a lot of guys, they like, I'm about to switch it right here so my camera don't just overheat. A lot of guys, they misconstrue it and they think that they need 7 streams of income right now. Oh, the average millionaire got 7 streams of income. I need 7 streams of income right now. When in all actuality, I guarantee you that the average millionaire, well, every millionaire started and perfected their one thing. They didn't start off with multiple streams of income, bro. You feel me? They figured out they one thing, and once they one thing benefited them so much, they started to transform that one thing into MSI, which is multiple streams of income. You know, I see a lot of guys today, bro, they focus is so split on 5, 10 different things that they will never make progress, bro. You have to focus on your one thing so your one thing can ultimately lead to multiple streams. And to give you the perfect example of this, like I told y'all, I like to talk about my own life, bro. My main channel was my only thing, you know, and that main channel got to a point where after my main channel, I branched it off to a second channel, which was a second stream of income, and then branched it off to another source of income, and then branched that off to another source of income. To fast forward today, I got like 7, 8 streams of income, but that would never be possible unless I started with one and focused on one. So focus on that one thing so it can make multiple streams. Next up, number 6. Hard now equals easy later. If you do the hard thing now, everything else later will become easier, and vice versa. If you do the easy thing now, everything later will become hard. Let me explain. Let me give you guys an example. So, I went to boxing before with somebody. Y'all don't know this guy. The first time I ever went to boxing, it was me and this other guy, and we were both terrible. We were both terrible, bro. And the fact that we were terrible, our first day was hell, you know? We didn't know what to do. We didn't know what steps to do. We didn't know what form to get in. We didn't know anything. We was getting punched in the face, punched in the mouth. And it was so freaking hard. Fast forward years and years later, I went to boxing practice today. I went to boxing training today. And it was easy. Years ago, it was very hard, but today it was easy. And I mentioned the guy earlier because that guy stopped. That guy chose the easy route, which was to quit back then to forfeit his easy now. If he would have did the hard thing back then, fast forward now, it would have been easy for him. But the fact that he did the easy thing back then, fast forward now, if he was to get in a fight, he would probably get his ass beat because he chose the comfort over the discomfort. So later on, it was going to be harder, much harder for him to ultimately, inevitably get into a situation and get his ass beat. You know what I mean? Next up, you're underpaid because you are easy to replace. A lot of people, bro, they know that they're not worth what they getting paid at work. You know what I'm saying? Damn, bro, I need a raise, twin. Damn, bro, this job don't appreciate me, bro. Damn, bro, I don't get paid enough. And it's simply just because, bro, you are replaceable. Simple as that, bro. When I worked at one of my hardest working jobs, it's one of my hardest working jobs. It was UPS, bro. No cap. Y'all don't know what UPS is? It is a place where you pack up boxes, you put them on trucks, and they ship them off. Bro, those trucks were so hot. Those hours were so long. Bro, I hated it, man. You know what I mean? And I only got paid $8 an hour. And the employees there, they had an acronym for the UPS. And they said it was it stood for underpaid slaves. Underpaid, bro, the people at work used to say that it stood for underpaid slaves. And we all still work there, right? But I say this to say, I only made $8 an hour because the turnover there was so frequent. Turnover basically means how fast and how fast it can get a new employee in versus how fast somebody could quit. Somebody could quit one day and he would be replaced in the next 48 hours. You always see more people coming in there for training. You always see a group of trainees. Damn near every day, it was a group of 10 new trainees. I kid you not, bro. And that's strictly because we were so replaceable. Hey, if you quit right now, I don't care. I'm not gonna give you a raise, because guess what? Look over there by that door. It's 10 new people coming to replace you right now. You think I'm gonna give you a raise when one of them can come do it? Simple as that, bro. You're strictly underpaid just because you're replaceable, bro. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example. LeBron James. You know how much LeBron make, bro? I don't know, but I know he make like shit a lot. I know he a billionaire. His contract probably like $100 million to play for the Lakers. Why is that? Because he fucking LeBron James. You're not replacing LeBron. You probably will be soon, you know, my boy getting a little old. But I would watch a 50-year-old LeBron hoop. I will genuinely watch LeBron hoop at 50, my nigga. I would rather watch LeBron hoop at 50 than a young nigga that I don't know. Because LeBron is not replaceable, bro. You know, so that's why he get paid the big bucks. The more irreplaceable you is, the more money you will ultimately make, you know? Next up, number 8, it's 2025. Social status is king. Social status is king in 2025. Let me explain. So a couple videos ago, I dropped the house tour of my townhouse. A lot of you guys like my townhouse. A lot of you guys enjoyed that house tour. A lot of you guys were like, damn, bro, this is so nice, it's motivational. This is so cool, it's motivational. But a lot of you guys don't know that I wouldn't be in that townhouse. I wouldn't be in that townhouse if I didn't have social status, bro. And take that how you want, bro. And I'm gonna give you 2 examples on why I wouldn't be in that townhouse if I didn't have social status. Y'all just listen to me, bro. I'm worried about the lighting so much that I'm stuttering over words, but I forgot this was AB Academy. Y'all here for the game and not for the extra BS. But hear me out. So I'm gonna give you the front end. It's a front end and a back end of this, bro, on why I wouldn't be in this townhouse if it wasn't for my social status. So shout out to my realtor, bro. You know, I met him while doing a YouTube video. No cap. I met my real estate guy while doing a YouTube video. And I'm not saying that he wouldn't have served me if I wasn't a YouTuber, but because he definitely didn't know me when I met him. But he took me on all those tours. He helped me find the perfect spot, and he did not even charge me for none of that. And he said, hey B, I rock with you, bro. All I need you to do is repost my stuff, bro. And everything that we just did here was free. You don't even have to pay me. He didn't want no percentage. He didn't want to pay. He went out of his way to help me find a spot. All of that just for the ultimate social status that I could bring him and ultimately close a deal. And guess what? He closed deals. He closed deals based on my face card. No rap cap. He closed deals based on my face card, bro. And that's the front end example. Now let me give you the back end example. Now this example is gonna be crazy. Even though he could find me that spot, even though he could put all the dots together, the people who basically were in charge of approving me or denying me, right? The people who was in charge of approving me or denying me, they really, really did not want me to be there. And when I say they, I mean them as a company. They didn't want me to be there because of a couple of different things. One, I'm young. You typically don't see people my age doing that type of thing, doing that type of stuff. So they looked at me as a big old risk, right? Mind you, I've been in this spot for a long time now. They see that I'm not a risk. But when you see, at the time, 24-year-old wanting to get an expensive house in a nice neighborhood, what do you think of? Oh, he about to throw parties. He about to disrupt the neighborhood. Oh, how is he making his money? Oh, it says self-employed, he probably sell drugs. This is how the big corporation is probably looking at me. You guys know that that's not true, but this is how this big corporation is probably looking at me. And they straight up told me, bro, I don't know if we're gonna be able to accept you. And we went back and forth for a long time here. But the social status kicked in when one of the employees, I'm not gonna say the name, I'm not even gonna say the gender, one of the employees that was in charge of pushing my application through, not the big corporation, but one of the employees that was in charge of pushing my application through, randomly called me and expressed to me why I wasn't going to be able to get approved for the spot, which was the reasons that I just told you guys. The income was there. The income looked great, but they can't verify this source. I don't know. We never really dealt with a YouTube income. We really tend to doctors and lawyers and surgeons and dentists and these type of professions. So this YouTube thing, we don't know about it. So can you tell me more about it? That's what they told me on the phone. And this is the employee, not the corporation. But she's telling me that basically it's not going to work. And she was interested though. She's interested. She's asking me questions. And I basically explained to her what was going on. And tell me why her daughter wanted to be a YouTuber. Her daughter wanted to be a YouTuber, and I expressed to her how I did YouTube, how I did content, and that I got my own content academy called AB Academy. And guess what? She said she's gonna do everything in her power because she loves what I'm doing, she loves that I'm helping people, and asked can her daughter be in AB Academy for absolutely free. I said yes. I give her a lifetime membership. Her daughter is in AB Academy. I got the spot, and social status was king. Crazy, right? Nobody ever heard that story. Nobody ever heard that story. That's why you need to subscribe to AB Academy, because I give you guys exclusiveness, bro. I give you guys the real. I never was this transparent on any other channel other than AB Academy. That's why this academy, this channel is so gold, man. You will learn so much just by being subscribed. Now let's go to this next point. I'm walking, my wind, my paper blowing in the wind. Let's go to the next point. Number 9. My favorite number is 9, if you guys didn't know. Number 9, 5 a.m. club. Join the 5 a.m. club, bro. It is a literal cheat code to join the 5 a.m. club. Let me explain. What is the 5 a.m. club, Avery? The 5 a.m. club is basically, hold on, let me get in this shade. 5 a.m. club, that didn't work. 5 a.m. club is basically waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning, wake up times. Why would you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning? What's up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Nothing's at 5. Exactly. You know what's in 5? You know what's at 5 o'clock in the morning? Clarity. You feel me? You know what at 5 o'clock in the morning? Zero distractions. We live in a distracted world. You know? We live in a distracted world. And sometimes you need zero distractions, bro. Sometimes you need that in your life. 5 o'clock club, bro. 5 o'clock club. If you woke up every day, this is my theory. If a guy or a girl wakes up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning and does something fulfilling towards their goal, towards their passion for 60 days straight, they not clocking in no job no more. They don't have to clock in the job no more because they are part of that 5 a.m. club. They don't have to clock in no more. It's unnecessary to clock in because they found their purpose, they found their passion, and now their passion is fueling any type of income that they would ever need because they joined that 5 a.m. club. You know? I heard a quote once that said, if you win your morning, you win your day. If you win your day, you win your week. If you win your week, you win your month. If you win your month, you win your year. If you win your year, you win your life, bro. And 5 a.m. club, bro, is the key to winning your morning. Anytime I wake up at 5 a.m., my morning is won. My morning is won. That's the one thing on my task list that I know if I do every day, everything else is taken care of. I kid you not. Everything else is taken care of after that 5 a.m. club, bro. And that's the ultimate cheat code. That's the ultimate cheat code. Next up, number 10. Food slows me down. I wish I knew this earlier. Food slows me down. And it might be the bad food, you know. It might be like the heavy carbs. It might be this. It might be that. But me, honestly, bro, I like to eat too. You know what I mean? But food slows me down. And let me tell you what I do now to combat that. First, before I tell you what I do to combat that, I got to ask you a question. When you eat, after you eat a big meal, or after you eat a meal in general, how do you feel? Some of you may have not even thought about how you felt after you eat. I challenge you to eat, and right after you eat, for the next 10 minutes, just think about how you feel for the next 10 minutes. And you will notice you start yawning, you feel sleepy, you feel sluggish, you feel tired. And then you try to go back to work and try to be productive. Good luck. Good luck, bro. Good luck. And that's because food slows you down, because when you eat, your body has to digest that food. When you eat, your body has to actually use its energy. Your body has to use its energy to digest that food. And if your body is using the energy, guess what? You only have this amount of energy, a finite source of energy. So if your body is using half of that, now you got to work on the other half. Good luck being as productive as possible. Good luck, bro. And I didn't know this until I was just listening to different people and being entertained by podcasts of highly successful people. And I started hearing this one concept come up a lot. It was packaged in a lot of different ways. Some people said OMAD, which is like 1 meal a day. Some people called it intermittent fasting. Some people called it a lot of different things. But it ultimately came back to one thing, and that was not eating in the front part of your day, to delay the gratification of eating to the later parts of the day, so you can have all of that energy in the front part of the day to put it towards your goals and put it towards your task. And when I do this, bro, I feel so much more productive. I'm the type of guy, when I hear something, I instantly like to implement it, to test it out for myself. Because I will never like just hear somebody and say, oh, that's him, so it's facts. I don't want you to listen to me and just assume all facts, bro. I want you to try it out for yourself and implement it into your life and see if it works, you know? So whatever I'm telling you, implement it in your life, see what works, see what doesn't. Keep what works, throw away what doesn't. And that's going to ultimately make you the best version of you. So I implemented it. And when I did, bro, I noticed so many significant results. For example, it is like 1:30 right now, probably. I hadn't ate anything all day. I drank some espresso, you know, and things in that nature, but I hadn't ate anything all day. And I feel so productive. I can go on and go on. I did so much today. I got my whole task list done today. You know, this is my last thing on my task list, is to make this video. I did so much. I went to boxing today. I did my deep work session today. I had my meetings today. I did a lot today. I read. I did my reading. I did my affirmation. Bro, I did a lot, you know. And I still have the tip top most of energy. And I guarantee you, after I eat, my energy is going to go all the way down here. But it's okay, because guess what? I finished my whole day before I depleted my energy. Imagine waking up and the first thing you do is eat a bagel. Oh my gosh. Good luck. Good luck. And I'm telling you good luck, because that's literally what I used to do. I used to wake up and eat a big ass bagel. You know what I'm saying? Big ass bagel, boy. And I used to be tired as hell after that. You know what I mean? So food can slow you down. No cap, because it slowed me down. Next, it's 2 types of people in this world. It's energy givers and energy vampires. Beware. Let me tell you something. Energy cannot be destroyed. But you know what it can be? Transferred. Energy can very much well be transferred. Next time you talk to somebody on the phone, next time somebody calls you, after the call, take accountability, take account, take an audit of your energy. Do you feel more motivated, or do you feel depleted? With everybody in your life, after you talk to them, do you feel motivated or do you feel depleted? After you watch my video, do you feel motivated or do you feel depleted? I had one guy tell me, and this was way before AB Academy, and this guy is one of those guys that you know, his energy is all over the place sometimes. You know, sometimes he's sad as fuck. But he told me one time, he said, Avery, you one of the people in my life, bro, I can say, every time you walk in the room lights up. You raise my energy, bro. Every time I talk to you, bro, my energy raises, bro. And that's not the first person I ever heard tell me that, bro. And that's not the last person I hear tell me that. And I love to be that guy where I can raise the energy. But I'm cognizant of it. You know what I mean? A lot of people aren't. And it's a lot of people in this world that they will deplete your energy. I was on the phone yesterday and I was talking to somebody, and that conversation raised my energy highly. We was on the phone for an hour. I know you watching this video too. We was on the phone for an hour. That conversation raised my energy. Right after that conversation, I had another phone call. I hit the phone call and his energy was so dead and it was so to the ground. And I told him, I said, damn, bro, who stole your candy? That's what I told him on the phone. I said, damn, bro, who stole your candy? And that was off after, no cap, that was after 5 seconds of me talking to him. I said, damn, bro, who stole your candy? And the fact that I even had to tell him that, like, damn, bro, who stole your candy? That brought my energy from a 100 to a 70. The fact that I even noticed that he was in a bad mood. And eventually, after that, we talked about it, and he told me what was going on. And something was genuinely going on in his life that affected him. And the crazy part about it is, it wasn't even his life. It was somebody next to him. It was somebody that he knew. Somebody that he knew life was in jeopardy. Life was going in a certain path. And that affected his energy. That person that he knew made his energy go from a 60 to a 30. And when he talked to me, it made my energy go from 100 to a 70. Bro, you got to stay away from these energy vampires. You have to, for the sake of you. And the 48 laws of power, it's a power rule that says stay away from the unhappy and unlucky, because they can drag you down with them. And that's so true. And that's so freaking powerful, man. You guys got to watch who you give your energy to. You guys have to watch who you around. You guys have to watch who you associate with, man. No cap. Next up, number 12. Don't chase, attract. If you remember when I was over there, I said that I seen a butterfly, and we're gonna talk about a butterfly later on. It's 2 ways to at least attempt to catch a butterfly. It's the right way and the wrong way. You remember when we was younger, we used to try to catch butterflies, but they was always too fast. It's the right way and the wrong way. They was too fast for y'all. I used to catch them motherfuckers. I used to catch them. You know what I mean? I'm a fast guy. I'm real slick. I'm fast. I'm elusive. That's neither here nor there. But it's 2 ways to attempt to catch a butterfly. The first way, which is the wrong way, is to chase them. You can chase a butterfly all you want. Them things going whoop, 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 whoop. Now you're tired. You try to chase it. It wasn't there for you. Or number 2, you can attract that butterfly. Bro, plant a flower. Go next to the flowers. Butterflies love flowers, you know. Go next to a flower and catch that butterfly. Guess what? You didn't try to chase it. You just attracted it and it came straight to you. And that's with everything in life, bro. You know? That's with everything in life. When you attract money rather than chase money, money comes flowing even more abundantly. When you attract women other than chase women, women come even more abundantly. And that's with everything in life, man. That's a major key. That's a major key alert right there, man. Next up, number 13. You teach people how to treat you. Whoever is treating you a certain way in life right now, you taught them how to do that. Strictly, you taught them how to do that. And the example I'm going to use is this, bro. Y'all ever been in a friend group where it's one person in the friend group that's the butt of every joke? It's one person in the friend group that get picked on the most. Not saying that the friend group bully that guy, but it's one person in that friend group that kind of get slapped around a little bit more, you know? Why is that? Because that one person in that friend group allows the friend group to treat him like that. That one person in the friend group tolerates that shit. If that one person in that friend group, somebody said, hey man, what you doing? And thumped him, and that one person in the friend group got up and punched him dead in the face, and his nose started bleeding, I guarantee you nobody in that friend group will ever treat him like that again. Because you teach people how to treat you. And people will only do the things that you allow them to do. Only, bro. You feel me? Whatever you allow, that's what's gonna happen. And that's with any type of relationship in your life. I hope y'all hearing me right now, bro. Number 14, your most valuable currency, in fact, is time. A lot of people thought I was about to say money because I said currency. No, time is more important than money. And I'm about to give you a perfect example, and I'm gonna move on. If I told you that, hey twin, today I'm about to give you $1 million, you will be happy. I said, no cap, I'm about to give you $1 million today, bro. But tomorrow you gotta die. You can't wake up tomorrow. I give you that $1 million, but in exchange you can't wake up tomorrow. So ultimately your time was cut short. Would you take that $1 million, or would you say, nah, I'm gonna get it on my own? You're not taking that money because why? Time is significantly more important than money. I just offered you $1 million and you said no because it's gonna cut your time short. Start valuing your time, bro. Real spill. Bro, do things that help you, that serve you, bro. Sleep, that's good. Work, that's good. Passion, that's good. TV, social media, bullshit, toxic people, I don't got time for it. I don't got time for it. Start valuing your time. No cap. Start valuing your time, man. Next up, 15. And this is perfect that I'm in a car. A car is a car. You know, a watch is a watch. You know, diamond earrings is diamond earrings. And I'm gonna explain what I'm talking about. A house is a house. You know, I'm saying the things that I'm in right now, bro. I'm in my dream car right now. I got a bust down watch on. You know what I'm saying? Bro, these earrings right here are real natural diamond earrings. You know, I used to get Claire's earrings. These are natural diamond. I got these earrings from Icebox. If you don't know what Icebox is, bro, that's the most credible jewelry place in Atlanta. I got these earrings from Icebox. These earrings cost $2,000. And I'm telling you not to flex on you, but I'm telling you this shit because these earrings do the same shit that my $12 Claire earrings do. I got Claire's earrings that cost $12. These cost $2,000. They fucking look the same. Bro, this car that I'm in right now is my dream car. After a month, this car felt like my Nissan. In fact, after a week after I got this car, the buzz was over. After a week. My first dream car that I bought, my Corvette C7, that was the longest period of time where I'm like, damn, this is crazy. But eventually that shit went away. A car is a car. A house is a house. A watch is a watch, bro. It look good, it feel good, don't get me wrong, do it. You need to do it, bro. You need to experience that. But what I'm saying is this, that shit don't define you, bro. I was on the phone with my guy Chemicat. If y'all don't know who Chemicat is, he's a car content creator. I was on the phone with my guy Chemicat. And Chemicat just recently got a Lamborghini Aventador. A Lamborghini Aventador. If you guys don't know, that is a $250,000 car. A $250,000 is $250,000 car. Mind you, Chemicat has had a McLaren, a Lamborghini Urus, 2 Dodge Demons, multiple Dodge Demons, and more. But I tell you this to tell you this. I was on the phone with Chemicat, and the way we talk about cars, and I had to remind him too. I'm like, bro, do you not hear what you saying, bro? That's crazy. But the way he talk about cars is like he talking about a Nissan. You know? He like, yeah, bro, I just picked it up. I just traded this for that. I was like, I might as well. But I tell you this to tell you this. Don't get caught up into the hype of, oh, when I get that, I'm gonna be happy. Oh, when I do this, I'm gonna be, bro, you gotta be happy first. You gotta be happy within you, my nigga. These materialistic things ain't nothing. This shit ain't nothing, bro. You know what I'm more happy about, I'm more excited about, I'm more passionate about than this car? You know what make me more happier than this car? Waking up at 5 a.m. make me more happier than that car, twin. Working out every day make me more happier than that car, twin. You feel me, bro? Doing things that I'm passionate about. Making this video make me more happy than that car, twin. Bro, I kid you not. I was 100% more excited to film this video than to hop in that car and come to this park. I could have fucking took a bike to a park and I would have had the same amount of fun filming this video, because filming this video is more fun than doing that car stuff, bro. Because eventually and inevitably, that car feels the same as my Nissan, my nigga. No cap. And that's not to downplay a car, and that's not to say don't do this, don't do that. But that is to say, you must understand that eventually a car is a car. Eventually a house is a house. You know, you can upgrade all you want, but eventually it's gonna feel the same. You know, it's not about that house, it's about what's in that house. It's about if it's love in that house. This is about if it's structure in that house, bro. You feel me? Next up, number 16. You could be anything in this world, but you can't be everything, man. You know what I'm saying? A jack of all trades is a master of none. You want to master some shit, bro. Because if you got all your energy and all these other different things, you would never be the top of your industry, because you doing all this extra shit and all this other stuff, bro. For example, I was talking about LeBron earlier, bro. You think LeBron James know how to play baseball? You think LeBron James is a good ass football player? He probably is, because his athleticism, but skill, bro. Michael Jordan went to the MLB or went to baseball and was ass as fuck. That's because they were so great. They were so great in what they did. These planes is hell. That's because he was so great in the things that he did, bro. They were so great at that one thing that everything else didn't matter. You could be anything you want to, but you can't be everything. Focus on that thing that you want to be. Focus on it so much that you become the best. And once you become the best, you become irreplaceable. Next up, I'd rather be a soldier in a garden than a gardener in a war. Make sure you are the soldier in a garden. What does this mean, Avery? You saying all these crazy ass quotes? Like, what are you talking about? Basically what this means is this, bro. You gotta train for the just in case. You never know what's gonna happen. You must train for the just in case, bro. You feel me? You wanna be able to break a neck and hold a baby with the same arms, but you decide which one you do. You feel me? You wanna be the guy that can beat somebody ass, but also break up a fight. And you don't wanna be a guy that can only break up a fight and not beat somebody ass. I hope this is making sense, bro. You want to be a soldier in that garden, because we don't want nothing to happen. We don't want nothing to go wrong. We don't want that to happen. Genuinely, we don't want that to happen. But if it's time, we own that. I'm gonna give you an example. And like I told you, I give y'all stories, bro, where don't nobody know about none of this. And I'm gonna keep this story short because it was real like close to home. So let me tell y'all something. One time, it was long ago, my address and my phone number, and it wasn't even my address and my phone number, but somebody I know, their address and their phone number got compromised. Their address and their phone number got compromised, right? And the fact that their address and phone number got compromised, somebody decided to play a prank. I'm gonna tell you how it got compromised. It was at their job. The person at that job that worked there, because we was doing something which required us to put a address and a phone number. We was doing something that required us to put an address and a phone number. It wasn't my phone number, but it was my address. So somebody decided to play a prank and say, hey, I'm outside right now. They dropped the address. They said his name, because obviously if you do your phone number, your address, they got your name too. They dropped the address. They said his name. They posted a gun. They texted a gun. And they said, hey, I'm outside right now. Y'all better not go to sleep tonight, right? So the guy, cause it's my address, the guy who they texted that to, he sent it to me. He said, bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know who this is, bro. I don't know what's going on, bro. He freaking out. He's freaking out. I said, twin, calm down, bro. Calm down, bro. I don't know who this is. I don't do nothing to nobody. You don't do nothing to nobody. What you scared for? If they proceed with what they got going on, they gonna wish they didn't. They gonna wish they didn't. And I'm not at all no tough nigga, bro. I don't claim to be no tough nigga, bro. But I know for a fact that if somebody try to do something to me or try to harm me, bro, and I got the necessary tools to defend myself, I will defend myself. And that alone gave me peace of mind to go to sleep that night with a clear conscience. I had a clear, bro, I slept like a baby. I slept like a baby. I had protection on the motherfucker. I had protection on the next pillow, but I slept like a baby. You know what I mean? And the next morning, it came back that it was a prank and stuff like that. The person wasn't even in the same state as us. It was a prank. Weird ass prank. But I slept like a baby, bro, because I was a soldier in the war at that time, but I was a soldier in a garden because that garden turned into a war ground. But if I was a gardener in that war, I would have been so stressed I wouldn't be able to sleep if I was a gardener. So that just goes to show, bro, you gotta be a gardener. I mean, you gotta be a soldier in a garden because that garden might turn into a war. You feel me? And these next points I'm gonna do at home because my camera dying right now. So I'm about to do these next points at the crib. Stay tuned. If you made it this far, comment locked in. If you made it this far, comment locked in. All right, y'all. I just came back home, replaced the battery. I'm gonna do the rest of the video in my room. Hope that's okay with you. Next point, let's see. We left off point number 18. Your environment is a reflection of your mental state. This is a good one. This is an important one. This is one that is going to change your perspective on a lot of things. I'm gonna give y'all an example of this. If y'all ever seen the movie Limitless, have y'all ever seen the movie Limitless? It's basically a movie where it was a drug, it was a capsule, it was a pill. When you take it, it unlocks your mental capacity for success. It unlocks 100% of your brain. You know how they say humans only use a certain percentage of their brain, like 30 or something? When you take this capsule, it unlocks 100% of your brain. Thus, you can do anything that you want to, basically. Like, you could solve the most craziest math question. In the movie, he basically like was a stockbroker and he knew the stocks, figured out the stocks immediately. Like, he could do anything. He was writing papers, like whole movie scripts in no time. So he unlocked all his brain so he could focus. And that was the main thing. Like, he could focus and he could have so much clarity and brain power that he could do anything that he wanted to. But you know the first thing he did in the movie Limitless? He took the capsule, his eyes opened, everything was much more brighter, much more saturated and stuff. That's how they put it in the movie. First thing he did was clean his whole house. The first thing he did was clean his whole environment, because he looked around, he was like, whoa, it's so cluttered. He cleaned everything. And that movie subconsciously just told us, bro, that depending on your mental state, your environment follows. So look around, bro. Look at your room. If your room is very, very dirty, very, very all over the place, that your mental state is probably a reflection of that, bro. And I know for a fact that's with me, bro. Like, when I got everything everywhere, bro, I'm probably so jumbled up in my head. I got 20 things in my head at one time. I'm moving 1,000 miles per hour, and everything is so far in my head that I'm just going through the motions. I'm not even noticing everything is cluttered. But when I calm down, get some clarity in my life, focus, I be like, damn, this shit dirty. Clean it up real quick. You feel me? So you can hack that by basically always keeping your environment clean so it can tell your brain to get clean as well. That's basically the point of that. Number 19, you either control your emotions or you let your emotions control you. There's so many people in this world that don't have control of their emotions. And when I see it, it cringes me out every time. I told this story, this example, but I was at the mall one time and I seen somebody on the phone. I don't know who he was talking to. Probably talking to his girlfriend, his brother, I don't know. But he was cursing out the phone. Da-da-da this, F you this, F you that. B words, just all type of stuff, yelling at the top of his lungs in a public mall. And I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, bro, he cannot control his emotions. If somebody was to come up to him and say the wrong thing, that guy is going to go to jail because he's going to do something that he regrets. He's going to do something that he is going to act upon emotions with and do something that he regrets. I'm not sure of this statistic, but I feel like over 90% of people in prison are in prison because of something that they did emotionally that they eventually will regret once the emotions subside. You know what I mean? Acting upon emotions instantly is, oh my gosh, you can't do that. You can't do that, bro. You know, road rage, for example. You know how many incidents where somebody got into road rage and either crashed and maybe lost their life, or got out the car, did something that they regretted, maybe in jail, maybe somebody lost their life. Bro, that is an emotional state that they're in. And if you can't control that emotional state that you're in, you will never be able to control your life. In fact, other people will control your life, because if you are an emotional person and react off of your emotions, if I get you emotional, you out of the game. You know what I mean? And it goes deep. Like when I'm playing basketball against people and I notice that they can't handle trash talk, I trash talk more because now they out of the game. You know what I mean? You got to be able to control yourself. You got to be able to compose yourself, compose your emotions, and then act upon anything from there. You know what I mean? If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your life. You're going to let somebody else control it for you. Next up, once you take 100% accountability, this is number 20, by the way, so we almost done, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Once you take 100% accountability, your life improves. And my perfect example for this is this, bro. For a long time, probably like 17, 18, 19, 20, all of them years of my life, I was always blaming other people on why I had a bad credit score. I would blame other people. And this ain't just something that I wanted to do. This is something that I was bred to do. I seen, you know, growing up, other people around me, shit, if they got a bad financial history with something, they blame somebody else. It's the white man. It's the government. It's this, it's that. So, you know, by association, that's the type of stuff that I was doing. Unfortunately, when I was applying, well, not applying for college, it happened after, before that. When I was, forgot how old I was, bro. I think I was like around 17 or something. One of the people I was living with put my name on something. I just remember one time they came up and asked me for my social security number. I'm living with this person at the time. I can't say no, you not having, which I should have, hindsight 2020. But they asked me for my social security number so they can pay a bill. That's what they told me, right? They didn't pay it, but they put my name on it though, because they shit was so burnt out. You know, they credit was so burnt out that they wouldn't get approved. And they put mine in, it worked. And years later, I found out that that was still on my credit report, and my credit score was terrible. And when I figured this out, my first instinct was, oh, my credit bad because of them. My credit bad because of that. My credit bad because of these people. Oh yeah, I got bad credit, but it's not my fault. Which, on a surface level, is not. But who the fuck cares? You know, like, what does that have to do with anything? Is that gonna make it better? No. So stop blaming people and take accountability. So I took accountability for all those years ago when my young, impressionable mind gave the person my social security number, and I took accountability. Okay, cool. Avery, you did that. The deal is done. What can you do now to help that situation? Oh, you can learn more about credit. Bless me. So guess what I did? I learned more about credit, and I eventually and inevitably got my credit score up, you know? And now I have the highest credit score in my family. And now when my mom wants to do something, she say, "Hey, can I use your credit for a cosign?" Bro, I told y'all this one time, and somebody in the comment was freaking out like, "Damn, that's a bar. That's crazy." Bro, I guarantee you, my mom asked me for money more times than I ever asked her in my life. My mom asked me for more stuff than I ever asked my mom in my life, bro. And some people might think that's, I kid you the fuck not, bro. Growing up, I didn't even ask for money, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and shit, now, if my mama asks for something, like, she like, "Hey, can I, I'm trying to do this. Can I use da-da-da-da-da?" And I tell her yes, you know what I mean? Even though I probably shouldn't, I tell her yes, because I think about all outcomes. I think about the downside of it. I think about the upside of it. Upside being, I did this, I sacrificed this, I made it to this position so I could do stuff for this, so I could do stuff like this for other people, so it can ultimately make me happy because it's making them happy. That's the reason I'm in this position. So that's the upside. The downside would be, what if they don't pay it and my credit go down? Can I handle that? Oh, if they don't pay it, I'll pay it. That's the downside. So the downside is I just fucking pay it. You know what I mean? We're in this position for a reason. We are that person in the family for a reason, and people can depend on you, you know, and that's a good feeling, knowing that somebody can depend on you. And you know, it's an even better feeling. You know, it's an even better feeling for me knowing that somebody can depend on me. Probably for them knowing that they can depend on somebody. You know how good it probably feels for my mom that grew up so, bro, she grew up worse than me. And I didn't grow up bad. I'm not saying I grew up bad, but she grew up bad, you know, and that just says a lot about her because she made sure that I grew up better than her. And that's the only thing you can do. So I applaud her, you know what I'm saying, from the bottom of my heart for making our experience better than her experience, you know. So I applaud her for that. Even though we didn't grow up in the best experiences by no means, but she made sure that our experience was 10x her experience. So I applaud her for that. So you know how it probably makes her feel, and I gotta ask her one day because I don't ask this type of stuff. But you know how she probably feel to be able to have a son that she can depend on if she needed some shit. You know how my sister probably feel that she got a brother that if she asks something for, she'll get it. You know how my nieces probably feel if they needed a place to come stay, that I got extra bedroom, like that type of shit, bro. You know, that's what is it called? It's priceless. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro. You gotta goddamn, I don't even know where I was, bro. You gotta take 100% accountability. Next up, number 21. A man with no mission is easily distracted. A man with no mission is easily distracted. There's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of temptations in this world. And the men that really don't know their cause or don't know their mission are more susceptible to being distracted by these distractions than men that are on their purpose and men that have a direction. I'm going to give you a perfect example. Such a recent example. Last night, I was at a stream event. If I remember, I'll attach it here. It was a stream event, and this event was lit. I ain't gonna lie. It was on some shit like, it was a pajama stream event. And time was just getting later and later and later and later, till eventually time got like 12 o'clock. Everybody's still having fun. They drunk and things in that nature. I'm not drinking right now, so I'm 100% sober. But things was winding, and I ain't gonna say too much in that regard, but I'm ready to go though. You know, nobody else there is ready to go. I can tell you that. You know, it's a situation. You gotta think about it. The ratio of girls outnumbers the ratio of guys. So any guy in there at any given time could have been a lucky night. Me personally, I don't give a fuck about that. So I'm ready to go back home, get in my bed, so I can wake up the next day and win my morning, which I did today. It's a great day. Wake up and win my morning. So that was so strong on my mind that I didn't care about no type of distractions there. The alcohol ain't tempt me. The females ain't tempt me. Nothing was a temptation for me because my mind was on my purpose, bro. And a man with no purpose, a man with no mission would have easily got distracted in that situation. But the fact that I had a purpose and a mission to wake up tomorrow and win my morning, nothing else mattered, you know? So find your mission, find your purpose, and it's gonna be way harder to tempt you and distract you. And the longer that you can stay on your purpose and on your path, the more successful you will be as a result. Next up, number 22. Be tough on yourself, but understanding with others. You gotta understand, especially if you made it this far in the video, you probably got a different type of mindset than a lot of people. The things you think about, the things you want to do, the things that you are destined for in life requires a certain type of determination, a certain type of discipline, a certain type of oomph that the next person is not willing to sacrifice. We have to be understanding that they are not willing to sacrifice that, but we also have to be disciplined within ourselves to not tolerate that from us. So we got to be tough on ourselves, but tolerant of others. For example, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I noticed that when I'm in a car with people, they have to play music. They have to. They can't really just ride in the car in silence. And you know, early on when I was like figuring out that riding in silence is much more better than playing music for your mental state, for a lot of different reasons, for focusing, for coming up with ideas, riding in silence is much more better than playing music. I would tell these people like, bro, you gotta stop this shit, da 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 da. But that didn't do anything, you know? So I learned to be to tolerate and understand where they coming from, because I was once there as well. But also when I'm by myself, be tough on myself and be hard on myself. And that's gonna save you a lot of mental bandwidth, especially if you're a person that watched this video full length, because you're probably on a different type of trajectory than a lot of people. So you just gotta understand that, you know, be tough on yourself, but tolerant with others. Next up, number 23. We almost there. We almost at 25, chat. Number 23. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. Everybody has some type of goal in life. Everybody wants to do this. Everybody wants to do that. But why does most people they don't get there? Why most people don't even see that goal? Because you will never rise to that goal. You always gonna fall to them systems, bro. What is a system? A system is things that you do on a daily basis in order to achieve that goal. So if the goal was, man, I want a lot of money, which everybody's goal is to make a lot of money, right? My goal is to make a lot of money. My goal is to make a lot of money. If 10 people say their goal is to make a lot of money, but they have nothing to back that goal, they have no systems in place to get that goal, and that one person has a system of, well, my goal is to get that money, but in order to get there, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z every single day until I reach that goal. Who gonna get that goal? The person with the system. Because you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. You don't rise to your ceilings, you fall to your floors. Raise your floor, raise your baseline, and everything else follows. Next up, number 24. Working hard only gets you in the party, but working smart gets you in that VIP section. This is something that I coined. When I was scripting this, I just said that. Working hard gets you in a party, but working smart gets you in that VIP section. Let me explain. When I worked at UPS, I told y'all earlier I worked at UPS. I was working very hard, you know, and I got in a party. And the party in this case is making some money. I got into that party. I started making some money. Was it a lot of money? Hell no, but it was money, you know. It was in a party. It was a fucked up situation in that party, you know. I was in the back of the DJ booth behind everything, ears getting blasted out by the music, but I'm in a party though because I'm making money. And then I started to work smart. You know, working smart meaning take YouTube serious, build a personal brand, use things as leverage, started building assets in the form of YouTube videos, and I started to work smarter. Everything clicked. I'm no longer in the back of the party. I'm in the VIP section now because I worked smarter and harder. I put that hard work into something that had higher leverage, which was YouTube. And now, guess what? I'm in the VIP. I'm no longer just in the party. I'm in the VIP. So work smarter and work harder. You know what I'm saying? I know people say, don't work hard, work smart. Nigga, do both, nigga. Work smarter, harder. Hustle hard, hustle smart. You feel me? Next up, number 24. This is a clear correlation off of this last one, off of that last point. Whoa. That was 24. Number 25. I'm so sorry. Last but not least, number 25. Congratulations for making it this far. Number 25. The internet is the biggest opportunity that you will ever waste. The internet is the biggest opportunity that you will ever waste. The internet is the biggest opportunity that you will ever waste. I said it 3 times because I hope that I'm not talking to you. I hope that you didn't watch this whole video, listen to all my points, and still decide not to make YouTube videos. The internet is the biggest opportunity that you will ever waste. Everything that I just told you, all these experiences that happened in my life, I know these experiences, I went through these experiences. These experiences made me a better person, all because I did YouTube. All because I funneled all of this into making YouTube videos. I am literally recording a YouTube video right now to tell you that you need to make a YouTube channel, that you need to start posting, that you need to do this for you. We are in a time, a day in life, bro, where you can make a YouTube video, post it online, and get paid from it forever. I was riding yesterday with the top off of my car, and an Amazon guy said, bro, what do you do for a living? Visually confused. How does this guy that looks 19 afford this house, this car, and is out at 1 p.m. on a Monday? The fuck does he do? I chuckled and said, I do content. I do content, bro. The internet is the biggest opportunity that you will waste. But some people, hopefully you, not gonna make that mistake. If you don't want to make that mistake, if you don't want to waste the internet situation, the internet possibility, the internet money glitch, my nigga, my guy, I'm sorry for saying the N-word if that's not the demographic that you came from. I promise I'm a respectful guy. But if you fall into them terms of you not gonna let that be you, click the link in the description and I'll see you in the academy.